Apparently, YouTube doesn't like it when you say someone should be snuggled by pigs and then eaten. I honestly didn't know that was against their terms of service and also a death threat. Oops, my bad. I asked why Comicsgate wasn't on Amazon. People pointed out that JDA had Flying Sparks on there and The Meg by Mike S. Miller was on there, so fair enough. But to be perfectly accurate, Miller's Shark book, while it looks great, is $25, while JDA's book has a chick with huge jugs for $16. So buy Flying Sparks and point at Miller and laugh. Now that I think about it, one is a writer, one is an artist. Why not team up? If I remember right, they had some little petty bullshit argument about who can be the most childish. Gentlemen, change your tampons, take some Midol, and do a book together. It makes cross-promotion much easier. Perhaps JDA and Miller fights the zombies. The zombies attack a comic book convention, but everyone from Comicsgate is there. I envision zombie Mags Visaggio eating Richard Meyer alive, while Mark Waid eats EVS, which would probably take a while. You could have a group of ragtag misfits from Comicsgate who need to escape the zombies, perhaps with swords from cosplay. Cecil and Nasser would team up to survive, but Cecil must sacrifice Nasser to the zombies as a distraction to escape. Cecil grabs a pair of panties from a girl in a skirt and throws them to the zombies. Nasser runs after them to his doom. Cecil teams up with the hot chick who thankfully now is sans panties. They escape, but first have to make a quick stop at the liquor store to stock up. Hilarity and graphic degenerate sex ensues. Two douchebags, David Leavitt and Damon Lindelof, a story of two filthy twats. In a sane society, these two gentlemen would be put in the town stock so people could throw tomatoes at them. Oi, thundercunt, how does this rotten tomato taste? Every day for a year, these idiots should be slapped in the face with flounders. I mean, of course, after legal due process and they're found guilty by a jury. Then, sodomized by pigs and eaten. We aren't savages. Things have to be done properly. Lindelof and Leavitt, no sane society should tolerate people like this. They are the rot and corruption in a civilization. They are figuratively the sand in the gears. And yes, they usually work in media, journalism, academia. They would be bomb-throwing Bolsheviks in another era. Now we just I'll call them rooster-sucking parasites. David Leavitt showed a young girl's face because she wouldn't sell him a mislabeled toothbrush. In torts, there's something called the reasonable man test for finding negligence. And yes, it's the reasonable man test because everyone knows that women can't be reasoned with. Would a reasonable person think the electronic toothbrush was for sale for a penny, or was it more likely that it was an error? Obviously, electric toothbrushes don't sell for a penny, so it's a waste of everyone's time and the taxpayers' money. But David Leavitt actually called the police out there to file a report. They told him that he had to sue Target civilly, so thousands of dollars for the police and courts, all of which the taxpayers cover. But David doesn't care about that. He just wants the dopamine that comes from being such a colossal rooster sucker in public. Both Leavitt and Lindelof know that they can get away with their corruption society. There are no consequences for the blue check marks. The other prick fudges in question is a guy who wanted to make a show about how whites are supreme. I didn't go searching out a bad photograph. That is literally the first high resolution photograph that popped up. He really is that effing ugly. Looks kind of like an alien, if aliens were extra ugly. I want to use some words, but I won't, because I won't. So he made this show about white supremacy, calling white people supreme. How exactly are they supreme? The wealthiest people in America are Chinese, Japanese, Indian, and Jewish. Whites are the least likely to commit violent crime and the most likely to be victims of violent crimes. The European Americans pay their taxes, are peaceful. They built the most amazing country in the world because they are awesome. This soy boy wrote about Watchmen before it came out, giving all the reasons why Lindelof sucks and Watchmen would be garbage. And lo and behold, it is. Lindelof made an anti-white show. Would he make an anti-Asian, Jewish, or black show? Why not? Are whites less human? Get on the train, white people. Maybe just don't make a show that discriminates based on race, because that makes you an asshole. Lindelof has a history of making crap, and he keeps getting promoted. Strange how that works out. Okay, Lindelof is the man responsible for Lost, therefore the man responsible for the Lost finale, and therefore the guy who ruined TV. He wrote Prometheus, so he ruined Aliens. He wrote Star Trek Into Darkness. That was not very good, at least in my opinion. So there's an argument that he screwed up that too. People hate Lindelof. Specifically, they hate him for taking the things they love and flushing them down the tube. With Lindelof at the helm, fan consensus dictates that Watchmen is going to be a train wreck. Well, what did you guys think? Did you want to be lectured to about by a millionaire about how whites are supreme? What does that even mean? They don't commit crime. They pay their taxes. They build great, safe neighborhoods. They're awesome people. What's to complain about? Hashtag I love the people of the light. Of course, the far-left media loves The Watchmen and Lindelof because it takes on white supremacy. Promises to troll the white savior. Okay. Calls white people evil that transcends reality. Interesting. Would you say that about any other group of people on Earth? No, you wouldn't, you hypocrite. Okay, so the story's ostensible protagonist, the police department. The enemy, it's a white supremacist organization whose members wear masks. It's like Antifa, right? Right? And Antifa, the actual people who commit... No, I guess not. You know what also wears face coverings? Gangs, inner city gangs, the Crips, the Bloods, MS-13, Latin Kings. Every inner city gang, they usually cover their faces when they're committing crimes. If you want to look up flash mobs, you can probably watch those on YouTube. And I know this is going to just blow your tits off, but they're not these violent crimes, these even nonviolent larceny. It's not committed by the people with blonde hair and blue eyes. It's very much not that group. It's actually whatever. Anyway, so he wants to talk about race and policing in America. Fair enough. I mean, they're in the quote-unquote inner cities. A lot of the police department is people from that city. There are a lot of black cops in the inner city. So you're going to have to address that issue. But you're not, because whenever they want to tell a story about a black cop shooting somebody, a black guy, if they want to make a movie about it, they'll race swap it. They'll make it a white cop shooting a black guy. And you think I'm making this up? I'm not. They did a story where this black couple was driving home, and there's a white homeless guy. They hit him. The homeless guy went through the windshield, broke the windshield, bounced off the car, and lay bleeding to death. And the black couple drove home and letting the white homeless guy bleed to death. And they made a show about it. And guess what? Guess what they did? Want to take a guess? Want to take just a wild... Yeah, they swapped the races. It was a white couple, probably Trump voters, hit a poor black guy and let him bleed to death. Does that strike you... I won't swear, but does that strike you as a healthy society? Or does that more likely strike you as a society that's headed towards something very, very dark? Yeah, you know where I'm going with this. Lindelof explained that he was inspired by Na Heshi Coates. I did a couple of videos on him. You can go to his Twitter and look at... He has videos laughing at the whites in South Africa getting slaughtered by the blacks in South Africa. He has a tweet laughing about that. The dude is a sociopath. So Na Heshi Coates inspired him. Case for reparations. Jesus, do I say it? No, I won't say it. Led about Black Wall Street and the massacre of black families by white racist mobs in Tulsa, Oklahoma. If you want to look up that history, you can find out what actually caused the mobs. And anyway, it's kind of a comparing. It's a false equivalent because, Jesus, everything on YouTube is like saying things without saying them. It's a false equivalent because, how should I say this? They've been paid back over 10,000 times. The crime is not white against black in America. It's black against white. And against everyone else. And I hesitate to say this kind of stuff because I know there's a couple of black guys who listen, and mostly I hate these people for, it's like they build these, they go in these glass houses. Lindelof, people like Lindelof, they go in these glass houses that are built by blacks and Latinos, and then they throw stones. And then when you dare hold up a shield and the stones bounce back to the glass houses, the people like Lindelof say, "See, you're attacking blacks and Latinos." No, Lindelof, we're attacking you for putting up these straw man arguments. Anyway, this video got effing dark. Anyway, like, comment, subscribe, guys. Send me email, biancazombie602@gmail.com. You can support the channel, get a t-shirt, PayPal, coffee, that kind of stuff, whatever. Check the links, because I'll have Comicsgate projects in the links. Even the people who say they're not Comicsgate, but they're really Comicsgate. So anyway, guys, I will see y'all next episode.